Okay, Jennifer, if you hadn't heard, that little robot recording is currently in progress. So why don't you tell me how's your day going so far?
Oh, it's going very well, actually. Thank you. Taking the dog out for a nice walk.
Nice, nice. So let's talk about Ricky the Rhino.
Yeah.
When did you initially get approached for this project?
Well, actually, just when it was about to be distributed in the UK. So they were getting ready to launch it in Indonesia and worldwide. And they sent it to the UK and they thought, I think we're probably going to have to redo the two voices of the main characters for the UK. And so I got asked on really short notice, could I do it? I said, yes, of course. And we absolutely bashed through in about 2 days the recording of all of Ricky's lines. And Paul Reynolds, who plays Benny, was there as well. So it was the two of us. And yeah, and we got it all done in 2 days.
And so you guys were able to see the animation prior to, oh no, so there was no lip
Nope.
flapping, no
All I
magic.
had was a script and the audio supervisor and a director there just kind of nodding if he thought I was getting the sounds right. And we
Right.
just had to go on a wing and a prayer.
Nice. Okay, so it seems like it worked out really well. Was
Fun.
Paul the only other person that you had worked with then?
Yes, yes, it was. And it was just the two of us. It was so funny. We would often take it in turns to go into the room because the film has quite a lot of action in it. There's a lot of like running and fighting. And so it sort of takes quite a toll on the voice. So one of us would maybe do an hour in the booth and come out, and then the other one would go in, and then we'd have some pizza, and then we'd go back in.
And plus there's parts of the movie where you guys separate, without
Correct.
spoilers, but yeah, so there's definitely parts
Absolutely.
there.
Yeah.
um so I'm curious about, did you and Paul ever work on anything before this, or did you guys kind of get your chemistry rolling when you were in the building together for the booth?
We had never worked together, but we were friends.
Oh, okay.
So we had the camaraderie going already because we knew each other. And it was really fun working with him. We had a great time. He is irrepressible. He has such energy and he's so joyful all the time that it actually gave me quite a boost when I was in there because he just finds everything funny. It was great. We laughed so much.
That's awesome. So then when were you initially approached for this? Is it something that you had like auditioned for, or was it put on your desk? As I know that you told me a little bit about the background and how it started, but I'm curious
Yes.
about how you got involved. What was your angle there?
Yeah, well, this is my first feature film as an audio artist. I'm yeah, normally I do a lot of film and TV, but I'd
Right.
never actually voiced a character like this before. So it was very exciting. I did an audition for it. It was actually, strangely enough, the distribution company who approached me to do the voice. That's not really normal. But I think because they were in quite a hurry to do it and they knew me, they thought, yeah, we'll get her to do it. And of course, Ricky is a little boy, so they needed a woman to do the voice.
Is that so? Was that something that was a little bit difficult for you, or something that was kind of new for you? Is the voice
It was new.
acting a
Yeah.
boy? Yeah, obviously it was new, but was it tough for you to get your head around acting a boy's voice?
um, a little bit. I tried out a few voices first, and I sort of showed the director what I was thinking, and he we kind of settled on one. Which is where you just sort of you go down a bit, and because it's a light-hearted film, you have to uh, make it a little bit more exciting and things like that. And so we settled on that. And then, as you know, the film has a lot of exertion, a lot of running, a lot of fighting. So I would find myself in the booth going a lot. And every now and then I would completely forget that I was meant to be a boy and just be like, ah, ah, ah. And I'd just see the director just going, oh, lower. Oh.
That's funny. Give me 1 second. My air just kicked on. I want to stop it so that you can hear me properly.
Sure.
1 sec.
Oh, great Spider-Man posters, by the way.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Great Spider-Man posters behind you.
Oh, thank you. And I have
Oh, so you do.
yeah, I'm obsessed.
You're coordinated. I love it.
Yes, yes. I definitely am obsessed. Yeah, there's a lot of pop vinyls. If my desk wasn't messy, I've got 30 Spider-Man pop vinyls back there. So yeah, I'm
I love
definitely
it.
obsessed. But let's talk about you and Ricky.
Yes.
What kind of, after this experience, what kind of voice roles would you be interested in taking? Are you
Ah,
interested in staying in the similar area, or would you like adult animation?
that is such a great question. Um, yeah, adult animation would be fantastic. Another sort of project that I work on a lot is I team up with an artist called Alison Sampson, who does a lot of comics. So she first drew me as a character in Stephen and Owen King's Sleeping Beauties, which has been turned into a comic. And then she used me as a model for the Department of Truth and a couple of other upcoming projects as well. So posing for that and then seeing myself in a comic book was amazing. So, and because, well, Sleeping Beauties in particular, adult comics and Department of Truth, I think that the next step would definitely be doing adult animation because that would be cool. But then there's something so joyous about doing a children's film as well. I
Yeah.
think that they're different, but they're both so special in their own ways. So I would love just to dip my toe into some more. I'm really hoping that I'll be invited back to do the sequels to Riki Rhino.
Yeah, definitely. Now with Ricky Rhino,
Yeah,
obviously my first thoughts when I started watching it were
yeah,
movies like The Jungle Book, Lion King, things like that. So I was
yeah.
curious, when you received the script and you were considering taking the role,
Mm.
what movies came up to your mind? Like what films did you kind of initially relate this Ricky to?
Well, just like you were saying, films like The Jungle Book, Madagascar, all of these ones, Madagascar in particular, because much like Ricky the Rhino, it involves themes to do with conservation and things like that. I was actually lucky enough to grow up in Singapore, where they have this fantastic zoo that really focuses on conservation, and they had a couple of rhinos there. And when I did the launch in Indonesia for Ricky the Rhino, they did sort of say, "Would you must come to Indonesia and see some rhinos here in their own natural habitat as well." And I thought, oh, yes, that would be a good
That's
excuse.
awesome.
So
That's awesome. So you
I
actually
would
got
love
to do some in-person research then
that.
with the
Yeah,
rhinos.
definitely. Absolutely. I mean, have you ever seen a rhino? They are magnificent.
I don't think I have, but now I want
Mhm.
to.
I tell you
Uh,
what, it's like being in Jurassic Park. They really are a kind of link between dinosaurs and modern day animals. They are
yeah.
incredible to look at. And it's so sad that they are so endangered, which is why it's so great that they've made this film.
So did you think, without any spoilers, were
Yeah.
you agreeable with the ending? Do you feel like it all kind of wrapped up with a bow the way that you had hoped it would?
Well, I knew that they're already planning sequels.
Okay.
So I was very happy with the ending. We're not going to spoil it, but I felt that it was good because there's scope for further exploration of the themes, which are, as well as conservation, of course, learning to be happy with yourself and discovering that your superpowers, because I don't think we're spoiling things to say that Ricky gained superpowers, right?
Right.
Right. Your superpowers aren't necessarily external to you, they're a part of you. And I feel like the ending definitely showed that.
Now, so then, without spoiling the ending once more, as far as future films, is there anything specifically that you would like to see in Ricky's character get explored more, or anything that you'd like to see that character challenged?
I think the thing that I found really, really touching is when, and again, I don't think I'm really spoiling it to say that Ricky's horn is poached at the at the beginning of the film,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
Ricky loses his horn. He's the most touching line that he says when he's hiding away in a cave, all ashamed, is, "What is a rhino without a horn?" As if that makes him him. So I want to see how, now that he's come to terms with that, how his personality blossoms a bit and how he uses his confidence to help the other animals in the forest.
Nice. Okay. So you said that this was your first animation, correct?
Yes.
When did you start in the entertainment genre and what sparked your interest in going into that in the first place?
I have always known I wanted to be an actor ever since I was a child. I think before I even realized what it was, I always wanted it. And I'm afraid, I was that drama kid, the one everyone would be like, oh yeah, her, she's in the plays. I hope I wasn't too insufferable, but it was definitely where my interests always lay. And so when I left high school, I went to drama school. And then I've honestly been plugging away for 20 odd years, just doing everything I can from plays to TV to film. And now voice artistry, which is fantastic.
That's awesome. Hopefully not just Ricky, but hopefully we get to see and hear, your voice in more ranges. I know you brought it down for Ricky,
Yes.
but do you think that you would be comfortable pitching it up for a future role?
Ooh, I don't know. Why don't we find out?
You sound like Moaning Myrtle from
Yes. Oh, Harry. Oh, I love you so much.
That's so funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
that would be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that's a do an animated Moaning Myrtle.
Well, we'll have to see. With the London pollution, I don't think my voice is ever going to be as high as it once was, but I'll do my best.
Okay, well, let's talk about, we talked about your past, talked about your present. What do you have coming up in the future that you would like to plug?
I've been doing lots of TV and film here in the UK. Most recently, I could be seen in a really exciting TV drama called Trigger Point, which was really funny to film because it's set during an unusually hot summer in London. But of course, you usually film things months in advance. So it was February. And I was sitting there huddled up in sweaters and shawls and things like that while they were literally trying to paint sunburn onto me and spray my face with, with gel to make it look like I was sweating. It was quite surreal, but that's now out. So I don't actually know where you could stream it in the States, but it's definitely worth a try. Trigger Point.
Trigger Point, that's what it's called.
Yes.
Okay.
Very, very good thriller.
Okay, so you have Trigger Point live action. You've got Ricky as animated.
That's right. I'm in the first season of a hilarious British sitcom called Motherland, where I play a snobbish alpha mum. It's a BBC drama or comedy, and that was good fun too because I just got to look down my nose for an entire season.
That's pretty cool. So it's pretty cool that you have a range. Like
I hope so.
it's not only those, but now I know you said Sleeping Beauties. What was the other comic that you were used for?
I'm in volume 3 of the Department of Truth.
Department of Truth, volume 3.
And that is, what if every conspiracy theory you've ever heard is actually true?
What are your thoughts on conspiracy theories?
I think it depends on the conspiracy theory, but my usual opinion is, gosh, wouldn't that take an awful lot of people keeping quiet for that to work?
That's true. That's a good point. But it does depend on the conspiracy theory, though, as you're correct. Now, before I wrap, is there any social media, any website, anywhere you'd like your fans to come find you at?
Oh, please look me up on IMDb. If you can, that has all my projects and as well as upcoming ones on it. You can find me on Instagram, but it's a different name actually. It's Niffy_Mullen. I am working on changing it, but that was what I got stuck with because I didn't realize Instagram would be such a huge thing.
Yeah, everybody's trying to split their personal.
Yeah, that's right. And also, if people want more information about Riki Rhino, they can look at Evolutionary Films. They're the distributors. And so if you just give them a quick Google, the information should come up on that as well.
And then Riki is coming out, I believe, this month, correct?
Yes, July 5th.
July
and
5th.
It's streaming and on DVD if you're one of those people that likes a nice physical copy of something.
Okay, awesome. Well, I appreciate you so much for taking the time to speak with me, and give the guests a little more information on Ricky. And make sure that you be careful, stay safe, and I can't wait to talk to you in the future.
Thank you very much for having me. It was lovely to talk to you.
You as well.